Are you looking to take your CFMOTO UForce 1000 to the next level? Well, we have a headache rack that we're going to be installing on this machine today. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Grease the Wheels. I'm Braden Adams. This is my garage, and today we're going to be showing you how to install SuperATV's headache rack on the CFMOTO UForce 1000. Here's the tools. Let's get right to it. First things first, you're going to grab the accessory anchors. You're going to loosen the hardware and then take the tab and slide it into the groove to where it's flush. Once you have it like that, drop it down into the location on the bed. You're going to loosen the hardware and then angle it down. Once you get it angled down, it's going to start the lip underneath the groove and just fully tighten it up. You're going to continue doing this for this notch here as well as the two on the opposite side. Once you have your anchors installed, you're going to go ahead and remove the 2 bolts here and 2 bolts here holding the factory tie downs down. Remove the bolts completely and set the tie down brackets aside. Then we're going to go ahead and grab our driver's side of our headache rack, line it up with the threaded holes on the accessory anchors. You're going to grab the 4 M10 by 25mm hex head bolts out of the kit and just go ahead and thread them directly into the accessory anchors. No need to fully tighten anything yet. We're just going to run these down by hand. Then just head on over to the other side and repeat the same steps. Now we're going to grab the factory threaded tie down bracket. We're going to line it up right here with the 2 holes, and then take the provided M8 hardware out of the kit. It's going to be the M8 by 25 and get your hardware started. Again, we're not fully tightening anything at this time. We're just going to get this started. We're going to go to the opposite side and repeat the same exact steps. Now we're going to grab our clamp and a 4mm Allen, and we're going to connect both sides of the headache rack to each other. Now we're going to grab the flange bushing as well as the M5 Allens with the M5 nylock nuts. We're going to install it just like this. Start the nut. Then just go to the opposite side, and just as I say 100 times in this video, do the exact same thing. Now we're going to grab our stopping bracket and we're going to go ahead and line it up with these 2 holes here where we remove the factory anchor hardware. Grab the factory tie down and then utilize the M8 bolts provided in the kit, thread it directly into the factory threaded tie down, just like so. And we'll leave this loose so we can adjust it. We're going to go ahead and grab our bushing, the same thing that we installed up here, same hardware, we're going to install right here into this hole. Now we're just going to repeat the same steps on this side. Now we're going to grab the rack bushings. We're going to slide them into our rack just like so. You're going to put one on the outside as well as one on the inside. So just like this, and then our long bolt will come through here and attach to our rack. So we're gonna grab these 2 and do it on the same orientation on the opposite side. And then we'll also take one whenever we go to install the rack, and it'll install in the side of the rack just like so. So now that we have our rack laid up here, all you're gonna do is lay the rack inside of your brackets here. You're gonna have a hole back here that's gonna line up with the bottom of the rack. You just wanna make sure that the tabs are facing towards the rear of the machine. And you're gonna grab your long M10 bolt, slide it through. Make sure not to knock your bushings out while you're doing this. And pick up on the rack until it lines up, and then grab another bushing and slide it into the rack. So you may have to kind of pick up on it until it lines up, then grab your nut, go ahead and thread the nut on. We're just gonna hand tighten this for now. Then we'll go over to the other side and do the exact same thing. Now that we have all the hardware started, the first hardware that you're going to want to tighten is going to be the bolts that we just installed from this piece into the headache rack. You're going to want to tighten these up, but you're not going to want to over tighten them. You still want this to be able to move freely, but you don't want it to rattle. So there's a happy median in between there. What I'll probably do is run them up till they touch and then kind of work them in with the ratchet until it still flows nicely but isn't over tightened. Now we're going to get all of our bushings adjusted where they need to be. So take your pin, slide your pin in just like so. Then when you do that, you can just go ahead and line up the tab here for the tie down for the quick release pin so it doesn't fall off. It'll be the last bit of hardware you have in the kit. It'll be an M6. And then you're gonna take a 3mm Allen and tighten this up once you have the pin installed on this side as well as that side, and then you'll lay it down and do the same thing. All you're doing is just making sure that it's adjusted correctly before you tighten it all down. Now you're gonna grab your edge seal out of the kit and cut a couple pieces that are about an inch or 2 or 3, maybe 4, something like that, that goes right in this area here. So whenever you close down the gate, it's gonna lay down right on the bracket. Just like that, perfect. And make sure you repeat the steps for both sides. So now you're just gonna go through, fully tighten the hardware, make sure you have everything adjusted correctly. Once you've done that, that's all there is to it to install SuperATV's headache rack on the CFMOTO UForce 1000. Be sure to check the description below to pick yours up today, and while you're there, drop a like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.